In the bit of break time I had between the last episode and this one, I thought about whether it's worth waiting here and then trying to move later, or whether I'm just going to move straight away. I think the answer is move straight away, but there is one or two things I want to check. I'm using 230 power per cycle, if I understand that correctly. The 230 is a bit misleading because it's really per sector. 74 here out of 500. Let's call that 75 just for simplicity. 75, 150, 225, 300. That's 4 cycles. Then another 150 on top of that would get me to 450 power. That's 6 cycles, I believe. Yeah, let's go with 6. So 6 cycles. If I switch to this mode and I press this button, this tells me that is 2, this is 3.9, and this is 5. But it clips through this bit of whatever here. Although I do note the arrows are not turning red. That is intriguing. They're not turning red here either. Oh. I have been avoiding this because I thought it was going to kill me. Maybe it is not. That would be nice. Regardless, I'm going to... What the heck, I've only just loaded game. Let's go straight here and find out what happens. Although I do want... No, I'm going to go here first. That will be fine. Let's go. Watch the very pretty view of me leaving this ringed planet. Oh, there was ice there I could have used. Oh well, I guess I'm not using that one. Let's avoid that. Oh well, whatever. And in the interest of finding out how things work, if I switch that off and switch that off, nothing immediately happens, and that makes sense because these are switched off. If I were to switch that on, and let's say this one, do my ships launch while I'm moving? The answer is no. That is worth knowing. Therefore, there is no reason to be wasting that power right now. These should be switched off every time we're moving. Okay, and while we're moving, we can start switching these on. Rather than waiting till we get here and then having to go through this anyway. I want to collect all of this stuff. Actually, I don't really care about the carbon right now. I have an abundance of carbon and its product. But those things can all be switched on. That can be told to do stuff. Ah, they do come out. I was being a bit of an idiot. Or actually, no, I've just reached this planet. I don't know. I'll try again next time. Clearly one of my bays is on if they've managed to launch. Nope, they're not. I'm confused. How did they launch it? Definitely more experimentation is required. Okay, we have reached our destination. We have our power back. We can switch things back on. You can be on. You don't need to be. You can be on. That can be on. This can be on. My food is still abundant. tells me I can probably think about actually getting rid of some of the farms in sectors 1 and 2, which would be nice. This one will get switched back on. This will get switched on. That will get switched on. This will get switched on, and so on. I'm going to start repeating myself now because you're probably sick of me saying the same thing over and over. Don't have that yet. I'm going to require... Let's put that on and say this is going to be an ice collection station. There used to be one here as well, but there's not. That's fine. Okay. I accidentally paused the game again. Let that go. Evidently I've got that habit from somewhere. Okay, this can be an ice collection station. You can be on, I guess. You can definitely be on, and I have science I could be spending. Which is this button. Waste treatment center sounds kind of nice, but I don't really produce enough waste for it to matter. I imagine at some point waste production becomes a serious problem, but it hasn't happened yet. Provides +2 stability while stability of a sector is below 0. Interesting. Of a sector, yeah, you would have to build it in each one. I'm not super excited by that right now. Cell housing may become useful. It seems like it's probably more practical in the near future. That will that will consume 60 of my science points. What I would like to think about next is what I'm going to research second, and it might actually be something along the lines of getting these ships to be faster. Yeah. Did that queue or did it interrupt? It interrupted, didn't it? Yeah. What is this button? Research next. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Research that next. Cool. I learned something new. Okie dokie. You can be on as well, I guess. Still producing way more food than I really need. Although that says I am consuming it, so maybe not. There's only one farm in Sector 2 anyway, and I don't know that I could fit much there. Okay, what I want to do is make sure all of the silicon from everywhere goes to Sector 3. Why is this one not doing that? Is it because it's not enabled? Yes. Oh, right. Alright. Now it can do that. These can be on again. Better make sure I switched on the other one too. Thought I did. Yep. Yep. That's fine. I'm going to end up with too many alloys again. I'd rather have too many alloys than not enough, given what was going on earlier. Yes, okay, fine. Right, so out here, they're collecting stuff. They will collect that at some point. I guess ice isn't prioritized, maybe, or iron is just taking precedence. Either way, you're all sector 2. That's fine. That means if I do it that way, logic has it that no ice will appear in this sector, therefore this does not need to be doing ice and can be switched off, saving me some more people that can be assigned to something else if needed. Okay. If this bright sector isn't going to kill me, I should be looking for more stuff. I don't need carbon. Silicon might be nice. It's around here somewhere. There we go. How are we going? 57, keep going. You're struggling for capacity by the look of it. Let's enable this one. Yeah, my brain is kind of frozen. I am going to switch that one off and this one on. So I'm quite happy to build up my alloy stockpile at the moment. At some point, I'm expecting to get more people, at which point I will need to open Sector 4, at which point I will require a lot of alloys. Right. The food production definitely fluctuates. It's, I guess, if you strategically built your farms and whatnot in such a way that, how can I put this? Let's take one of these as an example. This produces 1 per cycle, so not that exciting. They're all producing 1 per cycle.
A probe has completed its scan.
Whereas this, I think, yeah, this has a harvest time in X number of cycles. This harvests every cycle. I guess this one probably does something similar. You know what? I'm going to switch this one off. Resources, yeah. I'm going to switch this one off for a while to see if my waste supply is actually building up or not, because I don't think it is. Certainly isn't building up quickly. I think that whole mushroom wall idea is a not evolutionary dead end, but a trap. Okay. If we're able to go in here, I would also like more silicon. Yeah, as I've mentioned previously, I don't want to save scum, but there's too many things about how this game works I just don't know. I'm going to try something, and we're gonna learn together. You, if I send you here, do you die?
A probe has completed its scan.
I still don't quite know what those green bars do. You'd think it might be a measure of health or something, but never seems to change in a logical way. Okay, it hasn't died yet.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Which tells me I've been avoiding this sector for way too long. Okay, what are our options? What are we doing here? This is some ball of ice. There was a crash here. Okay. Thaw the ice by venting. Drill through. Or set up the actual equipment to do it safely. Any one of you, I don't really care. You can do it. Okay. My science ship has not blown up due to being in this brightly lit sector. I guess. Well, let's just say the video series is called Learn, React. Play, Learn, React, I think it is. I guess I've learned something and I regret not trying it sooner. It's exactly the sort of thing I would have done sooner had I been safe scumming. But hey. Hopefully you found my complete uselessness entertaining in some way. This needs to be functional.
A probe has completed its scan. An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Where did the accident occur? Sector 1, right in front of my nose. Alright. Great dramas by the look of it. Okay, we now have these buildings that we can produce if we want to. Although it requires an adjacent wall. Why does everything require an adjacent freaking wall? I could squeeze it in there and get rid of one of the things next to it, like this house. At which point... I don't need it yet anyway, but at which point I could actually look at the... how do you do it? It's in this view. We have housing for 390, we have 277 currently. Obviously I have way more housing than I require right now. But the reason I built so much housing in this sector in the first place was because I had to thaw people out and they kept essentially piling up. I'm expecting at some point I'm going to find more people. Given that I don't appear to be dying in this area, I may spend more time here than I anticipated. We'll see what happens.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Cool. Okay, so the science ship crashed. Not our one, the previous one that we discovered. Yay, we found a mention of Protagoras, good. Okay. We found some polymers. Yay. I found 45 polymers when I already have 550 and no use for them. Sure. Nothing else to do here, that is fine. But I have completed the 3 out of 3 whatchamacallits there. I will finish collecting the rest of that science. And...
Administrator, we have collected and analyzed enough data to locate the Protagoras on the planetary system map via probe scale.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was going to do something else, but let's do this first. I'm guessing it will show up as this symbol, which is a quest or point of interest, objective-related point of interest, yeah. It's in this somewhere, as you'd expect. Up, 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 up. Nope, to the right a bit. Somewhere very much around here. There we go. Cool. Now, back to indoors. Not indoors, outdoors. Because I have so many polymers, I believe I may as well do this, because I have the electronics to do it now. Go for it. Which means I must have this switched on. Just waiting for, yes, that to happen. Cool. There we go. We now have all of the electronics we need here. That can be switched off again. This sector. Yes. I can switch that on for a little while. I can switch this on for a little while. I can lose track of what else I should be doing. Ah, yes. We're starting to collect ice. Ice, if I remember correctly, is configured to push absolutely everything to Sector 3. Good. Sector 3 has not run out of water yet, and shall not. Although it is a little bit low on the workers. And it has run out of silicon again. Honestly. Right, let's think about our priorities. Let's have, not you, let's, it doesn't really matter which one of these, honestly, but if I do that for one of them, and then I say, let me double check something. Sector 2 has the active, yeah. Sector 2 needs at least one ship doing that, but also needs, let's do that. Cool. Back to fast speed. We've basically collected that section already. Good. Yeah, we might want to move to Mac R shortly. Ah yes, this is what I should be doing. You move to there, please. Incidentally, changing the topic almost completely, There are a
science
lot
ship has arrived
of
at its destination.
documented stars. Some of them have some very interesting names. I wonder if Immortan is actually a star that has been given a name in the real world, or if it is just something that's been labeled in the game. Yay, we found a Dolos device. That's interesting. That means we've actually found some of our own people, not the UN. Okay. Extremely violent hurricanes move through the atmosphere. That's not a good sounding thing. Okay. Sure, let's try hailing it first. I say first. This could be one of those scenarios where you only get to do one of the two things, but nobody knows. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to tell which of those two options it might be. Don't know if I need to get that, but I'm going to send it out there anyway. How much? Okay, we've still got some to collect, that's fine. This is nearly done already.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Cool. Okay. Board it or ram it? That's an interesting choice. I mean, sending it to the ground so you don't get struck by lightning sounds like a good thing. This is the longer option, which I feel usually will be the safer option. Let's try that. Hopefully my pilot is clever enough to do that without massively endangering his own ship. Let's just have a quick look inside, make sure things aren't going haywire while I'm occupied, which they kind of are. You, sir, you need to be on and doing that, and we've still got enough people, good. You may also have the same issue. Correct. You need to be doing that. So that the silicon can move over here and then this can be functional again.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Cool.
A probe has completed its scan.
Also cool. Yay, people for extraction, but a whole 4 of them. Alright, fair enough. Ah, for crying out loud. No, those are my own people. Ignited the surrounding hydrogen. Whoops. Okay. That's... Alright, fair enough. I will build a new ship. I think Sector 1... Tell you what, let's build it in Sector 2. Okay, that uses up some polymers. Do I have an active polymers bay here? No, you can be switched on for now. And the reason I decided to put the science ship in Sector 2 is that I could therefore have a second cargo ship in Sector 1 if I want it. I don't currently know if I want it or not. Yeah. I'm definitely using more food than I'm creating now, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. When you've got a stockpile as big as I have, at least. This does not need to be switched on. That is fine. Okay, back to fast speed. How's this going? Still plenty to collect. Deuterium, nice. You can go and... I think my people may have already been picked up. You can... No, they are here. You can go there. And as I believe I have said in the past, I don't know if this game has random chance or not. At least in terms of the Science Key events. Did I just pick the wrong option, or was it like a 50-50? I could go well, I could go badly. At some point I'm going to research that. I would be inclined to say, if you already know, write it in the comments, but by the time you see this video, I'll be many videos ahead. I think I'm going to start releasing them a bit more frequently, but regardless, I seem to be recording faster than I can upload at the moment. Or to phrase that a different way, I'm enjoying playing the game, which is a good thing. You can be on.
Has occurred in the typhoon.
Yep, okay, Sector 1. What type of accident was it? Not the kind I have to interact with. What is your problem? You were just overloaded. Okay. Yeah, I have too many alloys again. Alright. Have we collected our people yet? Yes, no, maybe. We are present. Ah, there's my problem. Collect that immediately, please. Assuming you actually have capacity, which you do. That indicates to me I don't require my science ship to be sitting there. It can go here.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
That was quick. Okay. I was going to say Pythagoras. No, it's Protagoras. Okay, its hull has been ripped open. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of time travel-y thing in this game. The initial event that destroys the moon and therefore destroys Earth seems to have thrown us forward in time so far that our space station is actually low-tech compared to all the other ones that got built subsequently. Or maybe I'm just completely misunderstanding the story. One or the other. We must break through the ice. Okay, well, it only gives me the option to drill, so drill, baby, drill. Okay, we've picked up our people. They're coming home. That will take a minute. We've also collected all of the ice from here, so I can move the Tycoon shortly. Also, it is time that I need to stop playing again, so I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.